Ghosts Among Us is a series of one-shots. That's what you're going with? By Reader Revolution. Summary. Seriously? Danny deadpanned, craning his neck to get a better look at the machinery. That's what you're going with? The villain, a mid-tier inventor type with a shiny metal exosuit and an ego to match, stopped mid-monologue. Excuse me? Danny sighed, shifting uncomfortably in his bindings. The containment field is way too unstable. I can feel the interference from here. And the capacitor over there, it's misaligned. If you actually fire that thing, it will blow up in your face, assuming you could even get it to power up, which you can't because your wiring's a mess. The targeting system, that's way off. I bet you couldn't even hit me if I was standing still. And the Kool-Aid system, wait, do you have a Kool-Aid system? Because that thing's about 5 seconds from overheating. Or, I fucking died trying to make the engineer make sense. Danny Fenton had been in a lot of tight spots before, getting captured by a supervillain, just another Tuesday. But even as he hung from the ceiling in some dirty Gotham warehouse, wristbound with glowing restraints, and a very dramatic death ray pointed at his chest, the primary concern wasn't his safety, it was the tech. Seriously? Danny deadpanned, craning his neck to get a better look at the machinery. That's what you're going with? The villain, a mid-tier inventor type with a shiny metal exosuit and an ego to match, stopped mid-monologue. Excuse me? Danny sighed, shifting uncomfortably in his bindings. That containment field is way too unstable. I can feel the interference from here. And the capacitor over there, it's misaligned. If you actually fire that thing, it will blow up in your face, assuming you could even get it to power up, which you can't, because your wiring is a mess. The targeting system, it's way off. I bet you couldn't even hit me if I was standing still. And the Kool-Aid system? Wait, do you have a Kool-Aid system? Because that thing's about 5 seconds from overheating. The villain blinked, then scrolled. What would you know about it, child? Danny snorted. More than you, apparently. I've seen toddler toys with better engineering than this. The villain sputtered. You don't know what you're talking about, child? Oh, I definitely do, Danny replied. He kicked lightly at the glowing cuffs around his wrist. These? Amateur hour. And your ray thingy? I could dismantle that in my sleep. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've seen my dad build one of those by accident when he was trying to make a toaster. You dare insult my genius? The villain shouted, looking genuinely offended. Genius? Danny retorted. Buddy, I'm not even the smart one of my family, and I could out-engineer you with a roll of duct tape and some bubble gum. In the corner of the warehouse, a small crowd of civilians that the villain had taken as hostage to ensure no one interfered with his grand plan were staring at Danny like he was crazy. The villain sputtered, while Danny leaned forward as much as his restraints allowed, eyeing the machinery critically. You're using an outdated power source too. I bet that thing's heavier than it needs to be. Have you heard of lightweight alloys? Or did you just raid a junkyard for parts? And by the way, the exosuit, garbage. The joints are too stiff, the balance is off, and I can see the veiled seams from here. Do you even test this thing before wearing it? The villain looked like he was about to pop a blood vessel. Enough! I will show you! He stomped over to Danny, his exosuit clanking loudly with every step. Uh-huh, sure, Danny interrupted, completely unbothered. But before you do whatever it is you're planning, you might want to check the left arm of your suit. The joint's about to size up. What are you? The villain moved his arm, and with a loud clunk, the joint locked into place. Called it, Danny said smugly. One of the hostages, a guy in a Gotham Knights jersey, whispered to his neighbor. Is this kid for real? Shut up! The villain snapped, stomping towards him. You don't know what you're talking about! Oh, I definitely do, Danny replied, unbothered. He slammed his fist on the nearby console, and the death ray began to hum ominously. Danny winced. Yeah, bad idea. Told you the capacitor was misaligned. The machine sparked violently, and the entire warehouse shuddered as the death ray exploded in a shower of light and debris. When the dust cleared, the villain was sprawled on the floor, his exosuit smoking, and the henchmen were making a run for it. Danny, miraculously unharmed, swung lazily in his restraints. Call it! Still swinging from the ceiling, he grinned. Man, I love being right. The civilians stared in stunned silence. Slowly, one by one, began to cheer. That's my boy! An older woman shouted. Not really, Danny said, looking a little embarrassed. Before he could say anything else, the warehouse door busted open, and the bats swept in. Batman, Robin, and Nightwing took in the scene. The destroyed machine, the unconscious villain, and the hostages huddled in a corner, and of course Danny still dangling from the ceiling. Hi, Danny said, giving them a sheepish grin.